time for another live stream. Bye.
Thank you for the intro. I'm gonna get myself situated over here.
That is only for the replay crew. Nobody's on the live yet.
Not yet. I'm gonna set up the chat. I'm gonna set up the lighting. And then I think I'm gonna straighten this out because it doesn't look straight to me. Let us see what we're gonna do. Perfect. Oh yeah, that lighting is nice. Okay, let's try to straighten that out. I think that's a little straighter. Okay. Let's set up the chat filter. Okay, I think that's good. Hello. We are live. We are ready. We are fabulous. Hello, Cindy, darling. Hello, Jamie. Hello, Beth. Pip from the other room, he's very excited. So, our friends are here.
I need an intro.
The replay crew will hear.
Yeah, I made an intro.
There's an intro by Pip for the replay crew. It's very cute, actually.
Wait, but
yes.
You can go back in the live and then come back?
That
is a feature.
It is a...
Yeah, like Mom.
I'm learning so much about these features.
On a YouTube video, there's like this
yes.
red bar.
Yes.
It's always full and you can scroll back. So they can go back to the beginning and then come back.
Hello, Steve.
Bye.
You're getting, everyone saying hello, Pip. I am really excited, really happy to be home. I'm really excited and really happy to be here with you guys too. It's been far, far, far too long since I was home, and since I've been like, it's more than just like being home. It's in my domain, it's in my comfort, it's in my routine. And I'm gonna share with you guys, like, part of the reason I wanted to go away was I wanted to like reset myself, and I wanted to take a break from like all of the channeling that I do, because it's a lot of energy that I was taking on. So I wasn't really doing any channeling while I was in New York. And then I had like a concern, I would say. Yes, thank you, Beth. I had like this concern when I came home. Like, this is gonna kind of sound funny actually, that like I broke my ability to channel. Which is a ridiculous thing to say, and that just could show you that I wasn't taking the time to connect to my guides, and that concern lasted for all of one day. And then the second day when I sat down to meditate, it was like not a moment had passed. I was right back in the zone. I was right back channeling. I've been channeling heavy duty since I've been home. I've gotten so much channel. I'm really excited actually, because it just means there's going to be like an influx of Thank you, Jamie. Hey, Jamara, I'm glad you made it, love. Hello, Roger from NYC. Thank you so much, Islam. Thank you from Palestine. Hold on a second, love. So I'm just really excited because I have this amazing influx of new content that I'm going to be creating for you guys on an ongoing basis. My channeling, like, here's the thing, like, it's really beneficial to take a break every once in a while from whatever it is that we're doing, even if it's not channeling and taking on energy, just to like reset our energy and to reset our nervous system, because the channeling has been off the charts. So that's what I was excited to share with you guys. Yes, my darling. What?
I'm sad because I forgot to mention in the intro that this is our first live back home.
You want, okay, do you want to start with a fresh intro now?
Fresh intro. So hey guys, time to do a live stream. This is our first live back, and yeah.
Yeah.
And
I like how you ended with the yeah.
Can I tell you something that you can do in Roblox?
You can tell me.
You can buy Robux with your CVS pharmacy card.
That's just weird.
I know.
Hello, thank you, Car Racer Gaming. Thank you for saying hello from India. Hello.
Gaming.
I'm going to catch up on some comments, and then we're going to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Thank you so much, Jamie, for saying so. Hi, Jamara. I said hi to Roger. I said hi to, whoopsie, I said hi to Islam. And then, oh, hello, Giselle from, are you saying hi from LA or are you saying hi from Louisiana? Because I see LA and I would refer to Los Angeles as LA, but I know for abbreviating states, LA, I think technically would be like Louisiana, right? So I'm not sure. Thank you, Wang Dong. Thank you for the compliment. Renat Del Carmen, I think maybe somebody's child took the phone and was typing away. Thank you so much, Peter, for saying so. Oh, Dusty Pants, thank you so much for saying. Nazim, oh my goodness, hello from Indonesia. Thank you so much. Duncan wants to know, is that a load-bearing wall behind you? I have no idea, but I don't think that my plants weigh that much, and that shelf is also really doesn't weigh that much. But I don't know, are you asking because you want to bring the wall down? I mean, I live in a big city. Good luck finding me if that's what your intention is. Jamie, I'm almost convinced taking much needed vacation takes years off of you. I see it a lot lately. Thank you, Reels. I appreciate that. And here's the crazy thing. It's not like I went any place exotic. I went to New York, which is where my family lives. But it was the break from routine. It was the break from my life that made it a real vacation. So, like, we don't have to go to exotic locations to have a vacation. It's just getting away from our life for a little bit, getting away from the routine to kind of like reset our nervous system. That's really the key essential thing in a vacation. So man beer pig, my little one plays Minecraft also, but I'll let him know that your opinion is that Minecraft is better than Roblox. He's actually not allowed to play Roblox. So he just likes watching content creators that talk about the games that they play. So he's well versed in Roblox and he knows about it, but he's not allowed to play it. But Minecraft, he can play Minecraft. Because I think it's good for like the creativity in him actually building something, even if it's like an online expression of building something. Thank you, Swan Panyal. I appreciate that. Oh my goodness, Jason. Hello from Kenya. Hello so much. Hello, Plush Parodies. Hello, Claire. Abdul is asking, what's your topic for today? So the way these live streams kind of work is it goes wherever we want it to go. Hold on a second, love.
Is it too late to ask for food?
Make
me pizza whenever you can.
All right. So the way that these live streams kind of work is they're driven in part by the viewers. So I sometimes will come in with maybe an idea of things that I want to talk about. Sometimes I come in with no idea of anything that I want to talk about. And I allow it to be very much like viewer oriented, viewer directed. So I am at your service for whatever it is that you guys want to look into today. Vampire, you look fake. I assure you I am not AI. I assure you I am a very, very real human being, and I'm a very real soul having a very real three-dimensional experience. But thank you for saying so. I've kind of perfected the art of makeup that makes me look like I'm not wearing makeup. So you would not believe how much makeup I'm actually wearing to make it look like I'm not wearing any, but we won't go there. Hello, Raja Babu. Yes, Jamara. The whole world is in the building. Hello, Cat C. Thank you so much for saying so. I'm really glad that you caught us today as well, darling. Thank you, PKPK. That's very, very kind of you to say, and I'm sending a lot of love back to you. Hello, Sans Channel. Hello. And Juliet Barham says she likes the lives. Thank you. I like doing the lives too. I really like the community interaction and the engagement and that is so much community directed in terms of what we're looking at. And that's kind of why I very intentionally don't actually like to come in with an agenda. I just like to kind of let it flow and see wherever it's going to end up going. Katrina, thank you, darling. Thank you. Thank you, PK. Jaden says hello from Kenya. Raja, hello, hello. Thank you. I know, I have the best community here. Alexei, thank you so much for saying so. I appreciate that. What is your favorite thing to do? Ask Plush Parodies. Meditate and channel and connect to the guides and welcome in the goods that they bring so I can share it with you guys. That and yoga. That's my favorite thing to do. Thank you, PK. Cassiano, hello from Angola. Abi says, I love this. Can I just say, I think it's incredible where all of you guys are kind of like tuning in from around the world. It's rather remarkable. And this to me really just kind of like confirms the original idea of what I had when I wanted to create a YouTube channel, which was that I knew that if I casted a wider net, I would be able to connect to like-minded people from all around the world. And I mean, you guys are like the living embodiment of if you build it, they will come, because here you guys are, you came. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that, and I love all of you. Rupantor is asking Messi or Ronaldo. Neither, because they're both owned and operated. So I don't give support to either of them. Hello, Blue Butterfly. Hello, another person from India. Thank you. Skank Hunt is asking, are you butch? Because I have short hair. You, my friend, might need to upgrade your iOS system. Having short hair is not a reflection of somebody's sexual orientation. Hello, Ali G, my darling. Another person from, thank you so much, Corey. Thank you for the compliment on my hair. Hardav is asking, where are you from? I'm originally from New York and I now live in Los Angeles, California. Andualem, God is, yes, I do love God very much. Thank you for the confirmation that you love God as well. Alexei, you have much looks in live. I think that's a compliment, thank you. Thank you again, PK. Thank you, Jazzy. Cassia, you really want me to like weigh in on Messi or Ronaldo. I really am not gonna put my support behind either of them. Oh, I think Pip, I think my little one wants to weigh in. Somebody's asking Messi or Ronaldo. Do you want to weigh in?
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Messi.
Why?
Because he's good.
Better than Ronaldo?
Because he won the World Cup.
There you go. Pip has weighed in. He said Messi because he won the World Cup.
Like, they have basically the exact same supporting cast.
Okay.
The same amount of skill for
This is really outside of my wheelhouse. Soccer is not my sport. It never was my sport. I don't think it ever will be my sport. When I was younger, basketball was my thing. I do have two videos up talking about basketball and about different basketball players. Soccer is just really not my wheelhouse. Yes, Alexei, I do have love. Thank you, Hardev. I appreciate that. Cassiano, I love your language, but I don't understand what you're asking me. Hello, Whisperer from England. Thank you so much, Corey, for the compliments on my hair. Joe Granada retracted a comment. Alexei, no, I have a son. That's my little pipsqueak. He's a he, he's not a she.
Hi.
He's saying hi from the other room. Thank you so much, Joe Granada. I appreciate that. Hello from Africa. Okay, so Alexei, darling, there's a delay, first and foremost, in when one of the viewers posts a comment and when I'm seeing it, especially also if I'm catching up on comments. It's not instantaneous. So it's not like you ask a question and a moment later I see it. It's not the way that it works here. I'm scrolling through and I'm catching up on all of the comments, but it's gonna take me 30 seconds or a minute to get to what you had actually said, I'm not ignoring you. It's just, it's not, there's a delay first and foremost, and then I have to scroll to kind of like catch up to the comments. Thank you, Jamara. I appreciate that. Kaushik is saying, hi, ma'am. I'm a miss, by the way, but okay. I'm from Assam. Lots of love from Assam. Thank you so much. Lots of love to Assam. Jamie, give us a tutorial on makeup fake, because I mean, I aged in the last month, LOL. If you guys want me to, I will gladly do some sort of a tutorial. I'm not going to say that I'm like the best at it. I think I kind of have what works down for me, and I know what my aesthetic is, so I kind of like go in that direction. I want to look like I just came in from walking in the sunshine and I have a natural flush about me. That's very much like the aesthetic of what I'm always creating. So I like to put on some things that give me that glow. Thank you, Bashara. Thank you. Kaushik said, can you say this? I don't know what I'm going to be saying there. So in general, if I don't know the language, I don't want to just say it, because it just doesn't strike me as a good idea. Thank you, Leanne. I appreciate that, darling. Leanne, yes, I'm going to shout you out. We have Leanne in the house. She asked for a shout out. Welcome to the SoularFlow channel. Welcome to the SoularFlow family. And I'm very glad that you and everybody else that is here right now is here. I have never, no, Kaushik, I have never been to Assam. Oh, hello from Dallas. Katrina from Dallas. Leanne is actually Penny, and she's from UK. I'm gonna get an education in world geography right now. So I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, but Kaushik said, ma'am, miss, if you don't know about Assam, then I will tell you that Assam is the largest state among Northeast India, and it is famous for tea and one-horned rhinos. I do love me some good tea. So I'm sure I would like Assam quite a bit. Jamara, hey, big one to jump in. Can you give us intel into how consciousness is able to view reality through our physical being? Are we plugged in from somewhere like a VR situation? Now, this is a very interesting question. So, Jamara, what I think you're asking is, now that we've kind of established the world really is some sort of a matrix, are we actually not in our bodies, and are we viewing reality from a different location than our physical bodies? So this is what has been shown to me. We are very much in our bodies. We are very much in some sort of a matrix, but the actual matrix that we are in is not the matrix like the movie The Matrix. Because what was the premise of the movie The Matrix? Nothing was real. Everything was kind of like a virtual reality. And the consciousness of all of the people was actually like almost some sort of a computer program. And how was their life force and energy being siphoned off of them? Their bodies were like in this gelatinous goo egg situation, and they were hooked up to the matrix, to the system, through some sort of a probe that went into the base, let's say by the neck, where the brain stem connects to the spinal cord. That's what was going on in the movie The Matrix, right? We're in a matrix, but we're not physically being hooked up to anything. The experiences that we are having, we're experiencing it from our three-dimensional physical bodies. Because aside from this being a matrix, the intentionality of us coming here was to have, I know it's a little early, but I'm climbing on my desk anyway. So the intentionality was for us to have three-dimensional experiences in our physical bodies. that we are limitless in our potentiality because we have a spark of pure divine energy inside of all of us. And we are spiritual beings that are having physical realities, but we're having them from inside of our body. So it's not a virtual reality kind of experience that we're having. We signed up to have a physical experience. We signed up to have physical bodies. We signed up to, when we came into our physical bodies, to be veiled from our connection to the divine and to be veiled from our understanding that we truly are actually souls having a physical experience. So it's not like we're having a virtual reality experience. It's not like, you know, we're hooked up or anything like that. So I hope that answers your question, Jamara. And it is a great question. Hey Trey, I'm so glad that you caught us, dear. Andrew is asking, what is this channel about? So I'm going to take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Faye. I am an energy reader, I'm an intuitive, I'm a medium, I'm an astral traveler, I'm a remote viewer. My specialty is really in seeing behind the three-dimensional veil and seeing the soul, spiritual, energetic, or vibrational elements that are comprising the reality that we have all around us. That's what this channel is about. That's what we explore. That's what all of the videos are about. And it's in helping people understand that our soul is eternal. There is no such thing as YOLO. You don't only live once. It's ridiculous. The soul is eternal. The only thing that dies is our body, but our soul lives on. Yes, my dear.
I asked you, can you make me pizza?
You said.
Why are you sitting on?
You know, just why not? I'm gonna do it in a moment. I gotta catch up on comments here,
I'm gonna
okay?
give you a kiss.
Okay, give me a kiss.
Nick.
I can't go any further than this though.
Just
Work
sit
with
normally.
me here. No, work with
Sit
me.
normally.
You can come here. You can come here.
No, I can't.
All right then. Oh.
No, sit normally.
No.
Sit normally and let me give you a kiss. I'll give you a kiss on the arm.
Thank you.
I want to at least give you a kiss.
Jamara is responding to Andrew's question. Energy reading and behind the veil chats. Yes. Jamie is sharing. I had a reading done by Faye. She is amazing. Please give her services a chance. Thank you so much for saying so, Jamie. Alicia, your accent is cute. Where are you from? New York. I didn't know I still had an accent. I've worked really, really hard to eradicate it. Like, you all should have heard me when I first moved here. I was like all about them coffee. Now I know to say coffee, not coffee. It's a New York thing. Thank you, Trey, for saying so. Oh, thank you, Katrina. I appreciate that, darling. Jassy, I'm from New York. Jamara, yes, I second Jamie. Her readings are super detailed. And thank you so much, darling. I appreciate that. I know, Beth, Jamara's question was so good. Steve, Faye, could we look into the origin of are you saying, is that Alcoholics Anonymous? If that's what you're asking about, let me know. Jamie, Steve, great question. I would like to know too. Gumma, I'm doing very well, thank you. So Rodo, I've actually done a previous reading in AMA where I have looked into Andrew Tate. If you want to go back and if you want to see that video, you can go into, the easiest way to find it would be to go into videos and then to look at the playlists and to look at the Ask Me Anything playlists. They all have timestamps. Just go through them until you find the one that has a timestamp on Andrew Tate, because I previously looked into him. Kaushik, I have a dream that I have to come abroad and work as an engineer, but I want to work abroad like UK and Australia. So Kaushik, if you would like me to do an on-the-spot energy read for you, please leave some sort of a super chat or a super thanks. I don't look into people's energy without, you know, because this is my livelihood. This is my business. I don't look into personal questions without there being some sort of a super chat or a super thanks. What I will look into is if you have general questions about things that are going on in the world or celebrity culture or anything of like a metaphysical or spiritual nature. You do not have, there's a fly around here. You do not have to leave any super chat or super thanks for me to look into general topics that we can all benefit from. But for personal ones, please do. Yes, Steve, I can kind of see why you feel that. Andrew is asking, Jamara, do you have Facebook? Jamara is everybody that's here are very, very cool and insightful people. Katrina, can you look into influencer Nara Smith? I love her content, but what's going on with her on a social media level? People are saying she is pushing a trad wife agenda. Is she simply posting? So this is great. I'm really, really loving this. Pip asked me to put up something for him to eat. So before I go any further into looking into things for you guys, I'm going to pause for a second. I'm going to put up something for Pip because life as a mother doesn't stop, even when you're content creating. So talk amongst yourselves. I have some new crystals behind me. So if you guys kind of want to check them out while I'm away, you can also check out my new crystals. And really somebody needs to take away my credit card when I want to buy something on Etsy. Because at this point, like, I really should not be allowed to buy any new crystals. Like, I really, really should not. But I have a whole bunch of beautiful new babies back here. I will be back momentarily. Okay. Now, interestingly enough, while I was away, it just fell into my head. Katrina, were you the one that asked about Nara Smith? What's being shown to me is she really genuinely just enjoys posting the content that she's creating. It doesn't look like there's any like big picture agenda. She's not like pushing anything. She just like enjoys creating the content that she's creating. So it seems like it's coming from a very genuine and pure intentionality and a kind of like place from inside of her. It's a way of her directing her creative energy. That's what's shown to me about Nara Smith. Yes, okay, Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 steps. Kaushik, I wouldn't quite say that I'm an astrologer. I've studied astrology, but it's not my specialty. My specialty is really into looking at energy, peeking behind the three-dimensional veil, and exploring soul, spiritual, and energetic aspects that are comprising the world around us. Is it in some ways similar to astrology? Yeah, they're both metaphysical concepts, but I wouldn't say that I'm an astrologer, no. Jamie, I've seen some people completely change their life in AA and some completely go the other way. Strange. Okay, so Katrina, I think I answered your question though. Kaushik, do you know about, I don't know who Johnny Sins is, no. Jamara, can you tell us about, oh wow. Okay, I have a lot to say about that, Jamara. Holy hell. Let me first answer Steve's question about AA, okay? So what's been shown to me is it had really good intentions when it was founded, but it has been hijacked in a way that is actually, now this is interesting. The way it's being shown to me as having been hijacked is almost like creating a over attachment that person has to the fact that they were an alcoholic. Because my understanding of the way that AA works, when you go to a meeting, if you want to share, you have to stand up and you have to say your name and you have to say, like, for example, I'm not going to attach this to myself, but in theory, let's say I was going to an AA meeting and my name was Ralph. So I would stand up and I would say, hi, my name is Ralph and I'm an alcoholic. Now I want you to think about the way in which it's being done. They are continuously and on an ongoing basis, irrespective of how long they have been sober for, they are constantly identifying themselves as being an alcoholic. It's claiming and reclaiming and constantly claiming and constantly reinforcing the fact that they are in fact an alcoholic. So it's, if you will, it's kind of being shown to me like molasses. Like it's something that's, molasses comes like it's sapped from trees, right? So the intentionality of it was that it was coming from a natural place. It was coming from a divine place that was connected to healing in some way. But the fact that they are constantly reclaiming their alcoholic status is also in molasses, and the way molasses works, it's sticky. So what's an example that I always use, the way that trauma works? It's sticky. So let's say somebody were to spill a bottle of orange juice. They wipe the floor. But if you don't clean the floor and you just wipe it down, there's a lot of that stickiness that's going to be left behind on the floor. Now you're going to walk through that stickiness, and then you are taking that stickiness with you as you continue to go about your day. It's really the same thing here. Because look at it this way, they're never saying I'm a recovering alcoholic, or I've been sober for 10 years and I no longer identify as an alcoholic. They're constantly reclaiming and reinforcing this idea that they are an alcoholic. It traps them energetically in this sticky molasses-like substance in their alcoholic status. So it's in a way designed to trap them in a lower energy. This is what's being shown to me. But I would also say to you that the way in which it had been first established was really with good intention in mind. Somewhere along the way, I don't know, I'm getting like 1972. So was it established in 1972, or maybe it was like 1972 and 1975 and 1979 are really, really key years that are coming in for it. And I don't know why. Maybe it was like established in 1972, and maybe it went through like new ownership in 1975, and then they implemented this whole new system about it in 1979. It started with good intentions, but it has since been hijacked. So I hope that answers your question, Steve, and if not, let me know and we can kind of like look into it a little bit further. Jamara, I have a lot to say about that. We're going to talk about that in a moment here, okay? Steve, for the first few weeks, I thought her sconce was a camera. So for anyone who doesn't know, this right here is a wall sconce. This right here. I'll turn it on so you, I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it, but just a wall sconce. I'm not creepy. I'm not in the habit of like recording my life, except when I'm on like YouTube. Katrina, you're most welcome, dear. Beth, took me a couple of episodes to figure out exactly what it was too, Steve. You guys are, you could have just asked, by the way. You could have been like, Faye, what's that thing on the wall behind you? And I would have said, what? And you would have said, the thing between the plants. And I would have said it was a wall sconce. But in case there was any doubt, now you know it's really a wall sconce. It really works. It's really a light. Steve, I knew it. Jamie, I knew it. Hello, Raja. Come on over, Raja. Good luck finding me. Steve, lifelong dependency on a weakness sort of thing appearing as a strength. I would say that's very well presented, Steve. Yes. Yes, Sap. Joe Granada, wow, now that you say that about AA, it's obvious. Thank you. I consider part of the work that I do here is to demystify things that are playing out in our day-to-day life and presenting it through a different lens, but I've been told that the lens in which it is being presented through resonates in a different kind of a way, because we get to see it not in the way that we've always been told things are, but kind of like, you know, the truth resonates, right? Like when you don't have to be an energy reader to know when somebody is telling you something that's not true. You can feel it in your body. It doesn't resonate the same way. That's why our spidey sense is like, actually, no, I don't know about that. Truth also resonates in a certain kind of way that when you hear the truth, you're like, yes, that's it, I get it. So I hope that a lot of the information I bring forth is triggering that same sort of a response in us where we hear it and we're like, yes, that's truth, I get it. Oh my goodness, hello Ashley, I'm so glad you made it, darling. My darling Frols, I'm so glad that you made it. Yes, Steve, it is a light. Jamie, everything's, I think so. Here's the thing, especially in the, you know, the fact that we're living in the Cabal's reflection of the world, everything's kind of been hijacked, and we really are living in their world right now. So everything does, I'm very much like I'm gonna go stand on the sunny side of the street. I don't want to stand on the shady dark side of the street. So I really see everything through the lens of humanity is good. We have good intentions. We want to do the right thing. I think by and large, if given the opportunity to do the right thing, people will rise to that occasion and they will do it. But society, again, being a reflection of the Cabal, has really kind of normalized this idea of, you know, or certainly like through the hijacking of all normal systems, everything that started off with good intentionality has been corrupted or has been perverted in some way. So yeah. Raja Babu, what is this name again? I think you're asking the name of my channel. It's SoularFlow. SoularFlow. Why did I name it SoularFlow, and why is there a soul in it? Because if you think about the name solar, it's connecting to the sun, right? So our soul, if you will, is connected to not only the sun, but all of the cosmos, because we are eternal. And just like, you know, so they say the sun is not eternal. It's only going to live for like 10 billion years total. But flow, because once our soul is in the resonance or the frequency of relating to our environment, we can flow best within it. But again, souls. Andrew says, I'm relaxing. I'm so glad to hear that, darling. Hello, Ashley, my love. Hi, Faye and Faye's Fairies. I love that. I love that. Thank you. Yes, Beth, it's so cute, right? Thank you so much, Andrew. I'm glad to hear that you have subscribed, and you're going to have I think a really, really good time getting to know the content and learning all about what it is that we're exploring here. Steve, it is so satisfying to know the truth about so many things that are BS. I'm with you. Yes, hello, Raja. So I'm going to, the toaster oven just binged, so I'm going to go check on Pip's food, and I'm going to be back. And in case you didn't have an opportunity to check out my new crystals, check them out now. I would give it another 2 minutes, okay? It's in the fridge. You can take it out as soon as it's done.
Are you still living?
Of course I'm still living.
Well, go live.
When do I do short lives, ever? This would have been like under an hour. Since when? Since never.
Yeah, give me a hug.
Raja Babu, we're in the United States, dear. Come here, let me give you a hug. Somebody just asked what country we're in.
Yeah, we're in the
United States.
America.
Jamie, Ashley got me wondering if there's any fairies left. So there are fairies all around us.
You're a fairy.
I am a fairy. There are fairies still left. A lot of them. Here's the thing with fairies. What was shown to me is they've actually come from another dimension. They're kind of like interdimensional, but they're all around us. They're teeny tiny though. They're not like, kind of think of the way that what's her name? Tinkerbell was shown to be. Tinkerbell was like tiny, right? That's really the size of fairies. They're teeny tiny. What, baby? Oh, I love the music.
I think the viewers will.
By the way, somebody weighed in before and they said Minecraft is way better than Roblox. I didn't say it. It came from one of my viewers. Okay, Jamie, great question, Steve. I felt A took a turn nearly 10 years ago. Ashley, Andrew, I recommended you start with Faye's energy reading on New York City, Vegas, and Afghanistan. Ashley, I think I made the Afghanistan video in members only. Hold on.
So unless you want to become a member.
I mean, I'm all for
New members!
Yeah, I'm all for new members. I'm all for people.
I'm all for new friends, yeah.
Oh, we're always all for new friends here. But the Afghanistan video, I think I made a members exclusive. I think so.
Why would
So basically, here's the thing.
It's Afghanistan.
Start, like click on videos, scroll all the way to the bottom. You're in for a wild ride because you'll kind of see the evolution of my channel. You'll kind of see the evolution of my channeling. You for sure will see the evolution of this wall. You'll see the evolution of so many different things. And I think it's really,
It'll be great.
like, I know a lot of people actually don't like to go back to the older content. And I don't necessarily like to go back to it to watch it. I like to go back to listen to it. Because even in the early days, I was bringing, you know, the guides were bringing the goods even in the early days. But like the lighting was bad and I didn't always look so put together. So it's nicer now. Hello, Kristen, darling. I'm so glad that you made it. Yes, Raja is in India. Hello from India. Kristen, I love that hot pink hand. You know that, right? I love that. Thank you for doing the hot pink hand. Ashley, Faye, can you look into influencer Tana Mongeau, her club association, and her agenda? Okay, so I will in a moment. Hold on, but there's another question right underneath your question, Ashley, that I think is really interesting. Ali, can we ask for fairies to appear to us? Yes, we absolutely can. They're a little bit shy though. So what I would say is be very conscientious in the vibration and the energy that you have around you and the vibration and the energy of your space and your domain, because you know how we talk about like energy is everything, and if you're not a vibrational match for certain things, they're just not going to come in and they're not going to come through. Bye. Bye, baby. Fairies are such a genteel kind of a vibration and an energy that if there's anything in your, I would say it's even connected to like your personal environment as well. If there's anything that's not jiving with them, they are not going to come in. They're just not going to come through. So you really want to kind of try to focus on.
You're gentle. You're not genteel.
You really want to. Thank you, love. You really want to kind of try to focus on, like, I would clean your apartment. I would sage it. I would take out the garbage. I would sprinkle salt on the floor, unless you have carpet. Leave it there for like an hour and then sweep it up and take it out to the trash bin. Like charge your crystals, shower, like kind of take it like, think of it like it's a high vibe job in trying to connect to fairies. But you can absolutely ask for them to come in. Okay, so Ashley,
Have you ever asked for them to come
finish what's in your mouth.
Have you ever asked for them to come in?
Not specifically fairies, but I have seen a few actually. They're beautiful. They're so beautiful. They're just, there's something about seeing them that it resonates in a way in when you see them, it triggers this protective response. The way, like if you saw a newborn baby, the way you just melt and you're like, oh my God. It's kind of the same thing when you see a fairy. It triggers this protective response. I wanted to just scoop them up and love them because their energy is just so delicious.
I want to scoop you up.
I am a fairy. So I totally get why you feel that way. Yeah, don't.
Can I tell you something?
You can always tell me something.
I think there's little fairies and big fairies.
You
want big fairy? They're little fairies. Mom,
Yes.
if you're a big fairy, then...
Speaking of fairies, by the way, I got my Fae necklace. I don't think you guys can see it. So I got a Fae necklace and it says Fae and it's spelled F-A-E. And it's so beautiful and I love it so much. And it's now part of my magpie necklace collection, which still does not have Moldavite yet. That's the next thing, you know, kind of working on it in stages here, but I got my Fae necklace and I'm rocking it. Okay. Oh, thank you, Beth. Thank you for giving a channel shout out, a membership shout out. I appreciate that. So Ashley wants me to look into influencer Tana Mongeau and her club association and agenda. So what's being shown to me is there's a lot of rage inside of her. And I think what they're actually in fact doing is, I mean, there's fairies and like genteel energy, and then there's the energy of what's being done to Tana, because it looks to me like they're trying to incite some sort of a rage inside of her, and I'm not sure what the intentionality is. I don't know how many followers she has, but what I actually kind of think is the intentionality, they're trying to present her to be one sort of a way, to get her as many followers as possible, and then they're going to release the rage version of Tana out onto the world. But they want to kind of give her, the way it's being shown to me is so wild. You know the representation of the Pied Piper in, what's that cartoon? Pinocchio? So he's playing the flute and he's playing music, and it's to lull people behind to follow along, to follow Tana along, to get them to a place in which they almost feel like they're on an island and they're disconnected from themselves, where they no longer even recognize who they are. This is the followers, this is not Tana. But they no longer even recognize who they are in relationship to their environment and in relationship to their surrounding. And for them, then once they've kind of been like lulled into this alternate reality through her content creation, when she is going to be unleashing the rage that's inside of her, it's done with the intention of inciting a rage inside of them as well. That's what's shown to me about Tana. But what they're doing with her, the representation of how it's being shown to me, imagine and this could even be what they're literally doing, a rabid dog. And it's a big, what's that dog? Mia names. This is not like a dog name. This is like the kind of style dog. What's that? Think of like the meanest breed of a dog that you can think of. Like the opposite of like a collie.
A puppy.
The meanest breed of a dog that there is. And it's rabid.
Not a puppy.
And it's being held by its collar, and it's held back, and it's barking, and it's every time it barks, like the canines are dripping and they're covered in saliva because this dog is rabid. And I think they might actually be trying to scare her. And maybe she actually has a fear of dogs and they're kind of like exploiting this fear of dogs she has. I'm not entirely sure. Or it could be that this is the representation in what's being shown to me of they're holding her back. It's with the intention of inciting this rage, like this animal is rage filled, but it's being held back. So it's either this is something that they're literally doing to her and trying to scare her, or this is the long-term intentionality to create rage and incite rage, but it's being held back right now. So I hope that answers your question, Ashley. Yeah, fairies. I didn't forget about your question, Jamara, darling, okay? Lisbeth, oh, thank you so much for saying so, Lisbeth. I told my mom I was coming on live. I asked her, obviously she's in New York. She can't like pop on live with me, but I asked her to pop on if she could and just say hi to everybody, but maybe she can't right now because of her work. But thank you for saying so. Steve, can we look behind the veil at what used to be in place of the clocks in the cathedrals and the church towers? Steve, can you be a little bit more specific? Like what, or you just want me to do like a general read on the clocks in the cathedrals? Like, I'm not understanding the question, or you're keeping it intentionally vague because you don't want to give anything away. But either way, I need some clarification, Steve. So let me know. Ashley, fairies are tiny. They're tiny. They're teeny, 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 tiny. Think of like the biggest ones that have ever been shown to me are the size of like a wasp. That's the biggest one I've ever seen. They're tiny. They're so small and precious and cute, but they're tiny. Jamara, I feel like that about dragonflies. I couldn't imagine. Wow, just the thought. Steve, everybody just melted. Haha. I know. I know. Beth, what are dark fairies of Irish mythology? Ooh, this is a good one. Hold on, there's another question from Jamie. Not a question, a statement. I've seen pixies in the deep woods before. They are not the Tinkerbell play type. Interesting. I wonder if they're maybe more akin to the dark fairies of Irish mythology. So, yeah. So here's the thing that I'm going to say about that. Again, following this theme and this idea of energy being everything, right?
Like it is.
Like it is. The ones that I was shown, or what came in, taking into account the vibration of my domain and my own personal internal vibration, what was an energetic match and what came in? The delicate, gentle fairies. Probably, if I was in a maybe not such a great place, I might actually be able to see these pixies that Jamie's speaking of. And by the way, Jamie, I'm not in any way, shape, or form implying that like your vibration is sloppy and that's why you were connected to them. Like I've said on many different occasions, like, look at the world around us. We can see things as they are, and we can see the reality of things as they are, but it's not necessarily because we're a vibrational match for them. Like, I see homeless people in Los Angeles. I don't see them because I am one. I see them because it's the reality of the world. So we can see things as they are, and it's not necessarily that it's any sort of a reflection of us being a vibrational match for them, right? It's just that when they had come into me, it was in my domain. So that was what a vibrational match for my domain was, that is what was coming in. I'm kind of curious, though, if I was taking a walk in the woods, if I would see these pixies that are not the genteel ones that I had seen in the past.
Not genteel!
No, Beth, this is an interesting question what you're asking about the dark fairies of Irish mythology. What's being shown to me is it was more where they were some sort of an energetic match to the location that they were in, and kind of like being oh, this is wild. Okay, so they were being influenced, but in addition to them being influenced, what's being shown to me is there was a big hall. And after some sort of like successful hunt or something like that, I don't know if it's a hunt, I kind of get a feeling it's a hunt, because it was very like raucous and rowdy and like celebratory. So maybe they had like either taken something over or there was like a big hunt or something like that. There was a lot of alcohol that was all around them. The fairies were imbibing in alcohol because it was in abundance, and they were being influenced by the alcohol that was there, and it kind of like changed their constitution in some sort of a way. Similar to, if you will, if you think about it, you know I'm gonna take a sip of juice. This happens to be coconut water. This is my juice. This is my preferred juice.
Non-sponsored.
Not sponsored. It's also Trader Joe's. I don't know if Trader Joe's does any sponsorship, but
you can do a sponsorship, but you're not.
Trader Joe's, I love your coconut water.
Mom, I
Yeah, love.
try to get a sponsorship.
No, I don't try. I don't force, I attract, baby.
Yeah.
The right
Try.
sponsors will find me.
No, try.
I don't force. No, because trying is forcing.
No, I'm just.
I attract.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're talking about my juice is dripping because
Put
the
it on
bottle
the
is a little.
table.
Shh, sweetie.
Mom, I flip it over
Thank
and put
you.
it on this table.
Thank you,
So
sweetie.
flip it over so it doesn't spill.
I gotcha. All right. So my preferred juice of choice is, let's say, water or coconut water. And I like drinking that because it hydrates my body and it replenishes electrolytes and it's not heavy and it's palatable and it tastes nice, right? You kind of see where I'm going with this? What do we know about some members of the club? What do they like to drink? When they drink that thing they like to drink, it influences and changes their personal vibration and constitution. And if there was an abundance of that all over the place, and the fairies were drinking it, you best believe it was going to influence and change their own personal constitution and vibration. For example, do you kind of see where I'm going with this, Beth? Because that's what's coming in for the fairies, the dark fairies of Irish mythology. But I don't think it was exactly what the club members like to drink. I think it was wild animals. They were actually imbibing in, the life force energy of the wild animals. And the wild animal life force energy influenced the energy of the fairies that were there. So I hope that answers your question. Jamie, good question, Beth. Never heard of that. Katrina, I have a fragrance brand. I'm wondering what I need to do for lasting success. The fragrance industry seems very elite and not to those of color. Is the cabal related? It's my passion. Thank you. This is a beautiful question. So first of all, Katrina, do you feel comfortable sharing in the comments the name of your brand, so I can look into not just the energy as it pertains to you and the fragrance industry as a whole, but to look into the brand itself. But I need the name of the brand, okay, dear? So please put the name of the brand in the comments down below. And Katrina, I'm not sure if you are aware, love, on my website I have the resource page. The resource page is for members of the SoularFlow community that we can advertise our services to other people in the SoularFlow community. So if you want to send me, if you want to email me the name of your fragrance company and any way that people can get in touch with you to purchase from you and support your business, email me. Okay, dear, it's hello@solarflow.com. Send me your links and I will add it to the resource page, okay? Because I want to support all of us. So, huh? Supporting. That's what we do here. I want us all to be successful because that's how we break and dismantle the matrix. It's through withdrawing our attention from the 3D. I mean, here's the thing, we all live in the 3D, but it's withdrawing our attention from the regular 9 to 5 and creating our own way in the world. So I'm going to answer your question, Katrina, but not yet. Okay, honey? Like, I need some more information from you, and I'm going to catch up on, I promise I know how to talk. I'm going to catch up on some additional comments, and then I'm going to answer your question. Okay, love? Raja Baba, hello, darling. I am go. Okay, bye. Yes, thank you, Beth. Pitbull. That, you got it, girl. Thank you. Steve, hit that like button if you like fairies, dogs, or Pip. Hit that like button. I personally like all of them. I know I'm partial. I definitely love Pip. I definitely love fairies. I identify as one. And I love doggies too. Yes, or all of the above. You're most welcome, Jamara. I'm sorry, I promise I know how to talk. Ashley, that answers my question and it makes total sense based on her content. Thank you. You are most welcome. Katrina, also you have permission to tune into my, thank you so much, darling. Ashley, I have two Ashleys. I have Ashley, you guys spell your name differently. I mean, it's also, I can see your name here because Ashley, Ashley is Take No Prisoners. Ashley is Ashley Sandler. So there's two Ashleys here. I felt the need to kind of like clarify that. But I know there's, I mean, I see the name. I know who you guys are. Ashley, oh, that's so adorable and sweet. Pixies are feisty. Yes. And girls with pixies are also feisty. Jamara, bro, that just boosted me up because I honestly never considered fairies or pixies to be real. They are. Jamara, I have a video. I think it's Behind the Veil Energy Read on fairies, dragons, and something else. It's an oldie. You're going to have to hop in the time machine to go back and view it, but I have a video on them, okay, honey? It is a members video, and it's my channel. I can plug my membership if I want to. Guys, I have the content on my membership is pure fire. It really is pure fire. That's all I have to say about that. Jamara, I want to cry about this. LOL, OMG. I want to say I want to learn about them, but what's even a reliable source? Your guides. So whatever you want to know about them, Jamara, sit down and meditate because your guides, as you know, will always bring the goods.
The guides bring the goods.
The guides could bring the good. I wouldn't trust any I wouldn't trust any three-dimensional source online. Even though I'm like a source online and I have a three-dimensional body. But like whatever they're gonna say about fairies, like I'm only really gonna trust what my guides bring me. Not like a peer-reviewed research paper on if fairies are in fact real.
Would you trust me?
Yes, you I trust. Steve, yeah, before they had clocks in the towers, there was some prior purpose to them and that shape of space. It's a circle, right? So before they had the clocks there, what was the purpose of the shape? What were they planning on doing with it? It's being shown to me as a swirl of energy. So I'm not quite saying that they were opening portals or trying to open portals. I think what they were trying to do is influence the energy.
That's a gold
Because,
mine.
yes, it is a gold mine. This is what's being shown to me, Steve.
And Mom,
Yes,
also
love.
I found a bunch of redstone blocks which I can use to make heart fragments and then make hearts.
I like that. So, first of all, it's just a black pen. It's more for the general idea than anything. So, let's say this is the shape of a clock, right? It's a circle. It's being shown to me like almost like a swooshing of energy, but where it was a circular expanse and their energy was flowing all around and around and around and around. But what ended up happening with it expanded forward. So let's say if you were looking straight at it, like you were standing in front of it and you were looking at it, all you would see is the circle. If you were standing from the side, what you would actually see is it turned into, this looks like a flag. It's not a flag, it's a cone. If you were standing on the side of it looking at it, you would see a cone
That's a cone.
I know, it looks like a flag, but you would actually see a cone where the energy was coming out through it. So I don't know if they were trying to bring things in from another dimension, if they were trying to channel something, because when I look at this to me looks like creating a space for something to walk in and walk through. Maybe they were trying to bring different energies into the world, or they were trying to influence the energy by bringing things in. That was the intentionality of it. Frols, hi Faye, I don't know if you saw my question or you skipped it because it's not a subject. So I would always, if I see a question, I'll always say it. If it's something I can't say, I'll kind of dance around it. So I'm assuming I didn't see your question, dear, because I would never just gloss over it. If I wasn't comfortable answering it, I would read the question, but I would still say why I'm not comfortable answering it. So I apologize, dear, I didn't see your question. Or you skipped it because it's not a subject that you want to tap into at this time. Could you repeat your question, Frols? Because I clearly missed it, and I do greatly apologize. Ali G, would you be able to look into singer-rapper Pitbull? Real name Armand Perez, super ambitious, successful, also a Capricorn. Curious what he thinks of the whole industry. It's being shown to me he's going like this. Like, he's not sure. Because what he's saying to me is he could recognize there is value in it. If you have a message, and he's saying, if you have charisma, if you have a message and you have charisma and you're clever enough to say what you want to say, but to say it in a not overt way, you can actually, he's saying, his opinion, you can do some good. You can bring some good into the world. You can infuse some positivity in the world. So he's going, like, because he's showing it to me, it's precarious. Like, imagine, you know, it was just the Olympics. So this was everywhere. Like, you go on Instagram, it's all you could see. Like the gymnasts, right? What do gymnasts walk on? Or they don't walk on it. What do they compete on? A balance beam. It's precarious,
Then
right?
you walk on it and do handspring.
I mean, you could fall off of it. You could fall this way, you could fall that way.
You could fall forward,
backward. So he's kind of saying, like, if someone is not strong and resolute in themselves, it's very easy for them to be, he's showing it to me like a tug of war. It's really, really easy if somebody is not grounded in themselves and they can't hold that rope and they don't have gloves on to protect their hands and they don't know to squat and to bring their center of gravity down and to stay, you know, to keep, this is what he's showing me, to keep the elbows bent and to keep the hands pulled in like this. It's very easy to get tugged away from the intention of why somebody would want to go into the industry. But again, if somebody is clever, if they have charisma, if they know who they are, if they can stay strong in themselves, he feels like they could actually use the industry to inspire and to promote some sense of well-being out into the world. Now, he's saying to me something about, like, is he American or American by birth, or did he come here later on in his life? Because he's saying to me it was easy for him, or did he even get in singing music of a different language? Because what he's saying to me is it was easier for him to get in, either because he came from a different country or he came through, was it Latin music? I don't know. But he came from another genre where he didn't try to break in through something like pop. So he feels like it was easier for him to get in without the phrase he exactly used. It was easier for him to break in without selling his soul to the devil because he came in from another way, another avenue, another direction. And he said he also, so he self-identifies as being somebody that's quite clever because he is saying, not in like an arrogant way, like more like this to him is something he's really, really proud of, that he was able to retain elements of his personality even being in the music industry and being somebody that's clever, but he was saying like because he knew he's saying it to me like something about it didn't feel right. Like he's wow, hold on a second. He's fascinating. Pitbull is legit fascinating. It's like the more time I spend in his energy, the more I'm starting to just like see into him and the more he's starting to like share with me. He's fascinating. I think he's highly gifted. He's clairsentient, right? So the gift of clear feeling. He could tell by the way things felt that something was off, something was wrong, something wasn't right, something wasn't aligned, and he could feel it. So he, being so clever, he felt like he wanted to do some sort of level of misdirection, like coming in, he calls himself Mr. Worldwide, right? So he wanted to like almost, this is so fascinating, he's almost saying like he wanted to be like some sort of a world ambassador, but where he was going to pretend he's like some sort of like a dark angel. And he wanted to pretend to be some sort of like a dark angel world ambassador, but in actuality, he wanted to come in and he wanted to infuse some positivity into the music that he does. Now he's also telling me he is holding himself back from how big he can actually grow to be, and in terms of what his potential could be, because he doesn't want to rise in the ranks. He's saying to me, I want to stay like a lieutenant. I don't want to be a general. I don't want to be, like, he's even saying, like, take it back, not a lieutenant. I want to be a mercenary. But not like where he's actually, literally unaliving people, but more like, when you think of a mercenary, what do? They're stealthy, they're quiet, they're behind the scenes. So he is sharing that he's actually holding himself back. He doesn't want to be as big as he could be. He is holding himself back because he feels like if he's not as big as he could be, he can retain more elements of himself. He doesn't have to sell himself out. He doesn't have to go dark. And he could just continue to do what it is that he wants to do. But I think that he has fascinating energy. This was a great one. Thank you, Allie. I actually really enjoyed like spending time in Pitbull's energy. This was amazing. Jamie, nope, I was in a place I didn't want to be. There were a group of small green dots. This is deep woods up by the Canadian border, feisty. So this is interesting because it's near the border. It's actually being shown to me that they are, not in terms of like border guards. It's not like they care about illegal aliens or migrants crossing through. They're actually wanting to preserve the integrity of the area that they live in. So if they are scarier than the negative energies that are trying to cross through there, then they can preserve the integrity of the area that they live in. That's what's being shown to me about them, Jamie. Is Big Sean okay? I think he's sick. I don't think he's okay. Is he literally big? Is he called Big Sean because he's more robust? Because I think he actually has some health concerns right now. Yeah, Steve, oh nice, dark fairy time. Ashley, oh no, thumbs down. I'm not sure what the oh no is for, Ashley. Steve, LOL, vodka Red Bull gives you wings. Yeah. Jamie, everyone is drunk up there, or more than enough to go around 3 countries. God bless them for being able to handle their liquor. Oh yeah, yes, Ashley. Club, I'm not going to say the word that you said, but that's kind of what I was, getting at. Beth, very clever. Club soda. Raja, we are wishing you lots of love. I'm glad that you came to hang out with us for the time that you did. Steve, like only our blood is yummy or something, because it's high vibe, that's why. Hello, Frank, my darling. I'm so glad that you were able to make it. Natalie, hello, Faye. Oh no, I missed the first. You're right on time, and there's always the replay, so don't even worry about it. I think I'm really behind on the comments. I apologize to you guys. I'm doing the best I can to kind of like stay on top of it and to keep up. But you know, the channeling is coming in and it's coming in hot. And like, did I know when I was asked to look into Pitbull that I was gonna end up just going like really like going into his energy that deep? No, but his energy was interesting and I wanted to stay with it. Katrina, Lily Devone. Okay, so Katrina had asked a question for anybody that just popped in recently about the fragrance industry. And so what's being shown to me about, I wouldn't say the fragrance industry as a whole, even though I'm going to get to them in a minute. But Katrina, have you thought about alternative options of like direct to consumer? So maybe not necessarily where you're trying to break into the big conglomerate industry of fragrances, because they're actually, what's being shown to me is they're kind of owned by really two brands. So all of the different fragrance companies that we see out there, and we think, like, I don't know, like let's say you go into a Sephora or you go into an Ulta, and you're walking around and you see all of these different brands of fragrances, right? They're actually only owned by two different corporations. So they all fall under the protection of a big ass brand. So for you to break into the big fragrance industry, it's going to be really, really hard, because they have so much money to throw behind the brands that they want to promote. And if your brand doesn't have clout or have name recognition, for example, like, let me think of who makes fragrances. I mean, this is embarrassing. I'm actually so out of the 3D world, I can't even think of any. Like, it'll come to me. Calvin Klein. Does Calvin Klein make fragrance? Who else is there? Yves Saint Laurent. Dior. These names all have big clout. So they only really want to, it's being shown to me as gobble up. They only want to gobble up the brands that have big names and that have clout in the industry already. So for you to be successful, think about what are things that you can do where you're actually you're selling directly to the consumers. So one avenue might be going to farmers markets and selling your perfume there, or maybe giving samples of your perfume there, or selling on a website such as like Etsy. So I think for you to break in to the fragrance company, to the fragrance industry, until the world changes, no. But here's also the thing. The ingredients in all of these big brands are absolutely horrific. And they're frankly poison. And it's honestly criminal what they're doing. So you are somebody that has integrity. You are somebody that is high vibe. Do you even want to be associated with all of those other companies that are poisoning their customers? Some food for thought there. So I hope that answers your question on what the industry is like and what are some other ways that you can actually sell. And again, if you want to be, listed in the resource page on the website, drop me an email, dear, okay? Jamie, I'd rather get drunk with feisty pixies in the deep forest than go to a club drinking the soda. I agree with you, girl. You are most welcome, Katrina. Ashley, I'm addicted to perfume. I love everything about it. Here you go. So Katrina, you have a member of the SoularFlow community, and let's make some sort of a...
You must answer.
Who has a question?
Me.
Ooh.
Can I get Roblox?
No.
When can I get?
Not talking about this
on my
now.
9th birthday.
We'll see.
On my 9th birthday. Boo! Are you scared?
Not even a little.
Rawr, I'm a dinosaur.
Ashley Sandler.
I'm going back to school soon.
True story, Pip is going back to school soon. Ashley Sandler, Kat, I have a lot of experience launching cosmetics and fragrances. Send me a note if you, I love this community. You guys rock. I love this community. Ashley, I think you're awesome for giving a shout out, and I hope that you guys can connect and you can make something happen here. Lisbeth Horda, what is the energy of Joe Biden's new appearance? Lisbeth, honey, have you seen the video that I had done on the energy behind the assassination attempt on Donald Trump? Because if you haven't seen it, there's timestamps in it. Go back and watch it. I go over pretty much like everything that's going on around the assassination attempt and what's going on with Joe. So you might want to go back and check it out, okay, honey? Steve, boom. Yes, boom. Katrina, hi, Ashley. Would love to connect. Thank you. We'll send a note. Beautiful. Ashley, take no prisoners. I want to meet one so badly. Can we communicate? I think you're asking about fairies. Yes, you absolutely can. Treat it like a job in how you want to connect with them, though, okay? Like everything that you can do to raise your vibration, do it, and you can align yourself with the energy of fairies. Jamara, Pip has been giggling. LOL, he's gotten funnier. It's amazing what a little vacation will do, right? And a change of scenery. Steve, could it go both ways? I think you're asking about the... No, it was being shown to me as it being one way. The energy was being directed out into the world and not where it was being retracted back. Jamara, me too. Perfume would be my hobby when the funds get rich. I love smelling and processing and finding aligning scents. I love that. Ashley, take no prisoners, 4 inches. What? I knew that was going to happen. Yes, my love.
I'm pulling up the blind.
Go for it, honey bun. Do you know how to? Careful there, okay?
Of course, my friend.
You know, when you have a younger kid, they say when it's too quiet, something's wrong. When they're older, it's the opposite. When they're like it's a big boom, you know something's wrong. Because I just heard something from the other room and I was like, I don't know about that. But then he told me he's pulling up the shade, so that's okay.
No, Mom, can I tell you what happened?
Of course you can tell me what happened. Now we're gonna get the rundown.
I'm trying to open the shade. I was playing around with them to see the light level I like, and I accidentally kicked it. That's what I was doing.
That's what. Thank you for the explanation, love.
Mom, can you come see what I chose?
Maybe in a minute, honey bun, okay? Let me catch up. I want to catch up on everybody's comments.
No, please.
1 minute. Steve, wow, didn't expect that from Pitbul. Big up. Yeah, oh, Cuban. That's why, Allie. Thank you. Hold on.
Please, for 2 seconds, Mommy, 2 seconds. For 2 seconds.
Pip really wants me to see something. I'm going to go check it out, okay? I like it just fine. But if you like it, that's all that matters right now. Okay. Okay, so he's Cuban. His parents came from Cuba. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense then. Steve, I saw him at WrestleMania. What was his energy like? I'm just curious. Ashley, take no prisoners. Jamara, look into buying testers. It's the real deal, usually the largest size and literally a fraction of what you pay for the smaller size at a store. Yes, Allie, he's a smart guy. His energy is very intelligent. Jamara, thank you. Definitely smart. You read my mind as soon as I posted it. Allie, very fascinating. Ashley, Pitbull is hot. Okay, yes, Mr. Worldwide. Ashley, take no prisoners. Jamara, you're going to be shocked at the prices. Ali G, he also had a lot of schools built for children to be... I mean, he sounds like he's an incredible human being. Talk about actually doing some good for the world. You're most welcome, Ali. Jamara, interesting AF because he's actually huge in his own right. I mean, not according to him. Or maybe he thinks he could be even bigger and even more well-known, but his self-reporting is he's holding himself back. You're most welcome, Jamie, darling. Katrina, at Ashley Sandler, how do I contact you? If there's no way to do it here on the live, what you can do, Katrina, email me. Ashley, if you're okay with me sharing your email address with Katrina, I will share her email I will share your email address with her, okay? If you guys are not able to connect here. Ashley, take no prisoners. Can loved ones that pass feel disappointed in us if they happen to check in at a private moment? Great question. Never know, not possible. Because on the other side, there's nothing but love, and they are free from the constraints of the 3D human experiences and the 3D, I'm in the zone, the 3D human emotions. So when they connect to us, they feel absolutely nothing but love for us. There's no disappointment, there's no judgment, there's no, oh God, what are they doing? It's just love. Yes, my darling. It's like how I feel for this guy. Okay.
Bye.
Do you want me to come?
No.
Okay. Close the door, please, darling.
I'm good.
All right. Lisa, hello, Lisa, darling. Lisa Sims, hello. The end of the video about Hollywood was really scary. Which part, dear? Ashley, take no prisoners. Oh no, was about drunk fairies. Ashley Sandler, can you look into influencer and pop star Addison Rae, born Addison? Didn't I guess not. I thought I looked at. Maybe it wasn't Addison Rae, because I know I've looked into influencers in the past, but I guess it wasn't them. Born Addison Rae Easterling, something seems very off. So what's being shown to me is, like, imagine the ocean, and there's waves coming in from this side, and there's waves coming in from this side. They're both converging, and they're banging together. And now I want you to imagine that the waves are energy and influence. So Addison is being inundated with energy and influences coming from one side in one direction, and it's crashing and it's banging into them, her, him, I don't know. Then they have conflicting things coming in from this. What's actually being shown to me is it's a tug of war. It's a power, like a power control. Someone's trying to gain the upper hand here. I feel like their family is really trying to not hold them back, ground them. Their family is trying to ground them and keep them like, remember who you are. Don't get swept up in all of this. None of this is real. This is all just fake bullshit. You know, it's, so that's on the one hand, that kind of energy and influence that's coming in. The other energy and influence that's coming in over here is, hey, we can make you a star. We can make you bigger than you are. You can have everything and anything you want. Money, fame, influence, celebrity, houses, diamonds, I don't know, pets. Pets just came in. So it seems like there's some sort of a tug of war in terms of the, it's gonna sound weird, over their soul. It's like a power struggle between Team Darkside, and I wouldn't even say Team High Vibe. It literally feels like it's a tug of war between her family and Team Darkside. And I think what you're seeing going on right now is the confusion that Addison is feeling in not knowing what direction to go in at this time. Because, you know, Team Darkside is really trying to seduce Addison. And Addison's family is like, remember who you are. Like, you weren't raised this way. Like, what? You know? So there's some sort of a power struggle that's going on. And I think what we're seeing is the way in which they're trying to navigate these opposite and conflicting energies that are coming in, and where Addison doesn't want to get swept away. Like, imagine standing on a rock, low down in the water, and the waves are crashing all around you, because that's the way that they feel. They're like, I don't know which way to go. And I don't want to get swept up in anything and then fall into the water and get swept away with it. So that's what's going on with Addison Rae. Ashley Sandler, fragrances are all owned by LVMH. Thank you for the confirmation. Did I know this? No. I had no idea that there really was two corporations, and that's what they are. But I love getting the three-dimensional confirmation to the channeled information that comes in. I didn't know that. Thank you, Ashley. Is there a question that's coming in with that? Otherwise, thank you. I appreciate the super chat. Lisa Sims, stay high vibe always, but I don't like negativity around me at all. You stay in the high vibration, and that negativity is not going to have a home in or around you, Lisa. Katrina, yes, I know those two. Jamara, no, he's in good shape physically. He feels off when I listen to his music. Interesting. Frols, hey Faye, thank you so much for explaining and giving me a chance to ask my question again. You're most welcome, dear. Are you seeing any rightful justice handed down by the Indian government in regards to that horrific Kolkata gang, I'm not going to say that word, non-consensual sex of the female doctor? They only arrested one male and people feel it's an inside job. Okay, thank you for the question. So Frols, I'm going to read that again, and then I'm going to look into the energy of it, okay? Are you seeing any rightful justice handed down by the Indian government in regards to the horrific Kolkata non-consensual sex of a female doctor? They only arrested one male and people. So what's being shown to me is this is I don't actually think that we're going to see justice, but here's why. The injustice of it is designed to wake people up. So I think at some point justice will be served, but I don't think that the justice is going to be served until it stands as some sort of a goalpost in India for people to see how prevalent injustice in fact actually is. So think of it kind of like a breadcrumb for the future when people start to wake up and they can look and they can see that look how much corruption this actually, look how much corruption there actually is. Let me keep catching up on comments. Ashley, so someone is texting me and they're like, can I call you? I need to talk to you. And I'm like, I can't like get out of here to respond to them, but I also know from previous experience, if I get a phone call, it's gonna knock us off of here. So if they call and we get knocked off, come back and find me, I will be here. Ashley, take no prisoners. Every celebrity has numerous fragrances these days as well. Because it's a cash cow. Jamie, I was told the year 2025 people are going to see things for what it is. Does this mean politics? Also, does my dad have any messages at this time? Thank you for everything. You're most welcome, darling. So remind me your dad's name again, and I'll look into if he has any messages for you. But I promise I can talk. In the interim, while I wait for that, I'm going to answer your question about the year 2025. I'm going to answer it, but I'm also not going to answer it. So what's been shown to me in the past, anytime I've kind of looked into a roadmap of the next, let's say, 8 years, what's been shown to me is it's going to get gnarly. And peak gnarliness is going to be in the year 2026. So look at the next 4 months of 2024 as a building up of that energy. And then 2025 is going to be a continuation of a buildup of that energy. There's going to be some sort of a crescendo of that energy in 2026. And 2027, I think, is going to be the beginning of a lot of dismantling. And then 2028 is going to be the commencement of a rebuilding of a high vibe world. And then consistently, every time I've looked into it, what's been shown to me is 2032. It's not even something that my guides have been able to show to me because I don't even have a reference point of what it looks like because it's nothing that we've ever known here. So they can't show it to me and say, look, it's like this. But every time I've consistently looked into it, I've been told that it's going to be a world we cannot, it's beyond measure, it's beyond our comprehension. We can't even imagine, but positive, but high vibe, and we're all going to be in a different state energetically. That's consistently what I've seen. So it's kind of like it's kind of an answer, but it's also not a complete answer, because, you know, timelines change, and, you know, when I've kind of like asked for specifics, I've just been told by my guides, you don't need to know specifics. It's gonna be gnarly. Does that not tell you enough? So there you have it. Take with that what you will, and I'm gonna catch up on some other comments there, and then when you give me your dad's name, I'll see if he has any messages for you. Steve, I smell not a rat. Lisbeth, what is the energy on Joe Biden's new appearance? Is it really him? Honey, you gotta go back and you gotta watch the video I had done on the attempted assassination against Donald Trump, because the answer that you seek is in that video, okay? Ashley, take no prisoners. Can you please elaborate on the poison in fragrances? So it's not just specific about fragrances. It's anything that we're going to apply topically onto our skin. Because if you think about it, what is your skin? Your skin is an organ. Your skin is the biggest organ in your body. And when we think about what we're actually putting on it, whatever you put on your skin gets absorbed directly into your body. So if there's any hormone disruptors in the products that we're going to apply topically, guess what? Our body is absorbing all of those hormonal disruptors. So, you know, a lot of people are saying, like, look at the rise of, like, breast cancer. Where's that coming from? Endocrine disruptors. Little girls now are getting their period, and they're considered to be reaching, you know, like their maturation 4 years earlier than they did even like a decade ago. You know, there's girls now that are reaching their period when they're like 7 and 8 years old. Think about that. That's just wild. Like, they're still little girls at that age. So a lot of that is because of the hormone dysregulators that are put into anything that is being applied topically to our skin. Fragrance being one of them. Now, fragrance in particular is particularly precarious, because if you think about it, like, before I woke up, I used to love the products sold in Trader Joe's. They have the best body scrubs, and really inexpensive and great, like, moisturizers. And then as I started to wake up and I realized, like, anything called fragrance, that could be literally anything. There's no regulation in terms of what is considered to be a fragrance. So taking, a cue from what Steve had said a moment ago, like rat poison, you could, in theory, I'm not suggesting that they are, but one could, in theory, put rat poison in a perfume and call it a fragrance, because there's no oversight committee that's actually regulating what is considered to be a fragrance. So anytime you're in a store and you see any product and it just has the nebulous word fragrance, put it back on the shelf and walk away rapidly from it. So anything, fragrance, moisturizers, body wash, soaps, sunscreen, anything that we apply topically to our skin gets absorbed directly into our bloodstream. I know, Jamara, club soda is a good one. Yes. Ashley, I'll share your email with Katrina. Katrina, dear, please email me, love. Jamie, what is this thing Ashley sent? Just wondering. Still love you, Ash. I'm not sure. Katrina, Ashley, just need to know how to contact you. Email, honey bun, okay? Email me and I will connect you guys. Ashley, take no prisoners. Definitely check out the video on the assassin. Yes, that was a good one, right? Jamara, yes, my Yucca app always says the perfume have, yeah, Pacifica was the only vegan one. They're kind of too light for my liking. maybe Katrina's perfumes will hit the spot. Jamie, sorry, not tech savvy. I'm still learning. That's okay, love. Hello, Bernice, darling. I'm so glad that you caught us. Jamara, in others, but it's like it can't smell bomb to be clean. I know. So there's this new app I just downloaded. I forgot what it's. I think it's called Think Dirty. It's an app that you, when you're in a store and you want to know if something is clean or not, when you're in a store, you open up the app and you scan the barcode of an item and it will tell you if it's clean or if it's really, really dirty. Hence, Think Dirty. And another great app that I really, really recommend that I use, not so much anymore because now I kind of know, but before I really, really knew, it's an app called the Bobby Approved app that you do with foods, and you scan it and it will tell you if it's so-called Bobby Approved, and if it's not, you scroll down in the app and it will tell you why it's not Bobby Approved and what the ingredients is that makes it not clean. Fantastic app. It's free. Think Dirty is also free. And they're really, really incredible to kind of like get well acquainted with what is considered to be a good brand in terms of personal care products, or what's considered to be like clean food. Katrina, I can't look at, I know, love, right? Betty White. I mean, when the mask melts and we see behind the veil, we really can't look at people the same way ever again. Katrina, yes, we watch our ingredients. We also list everything on the packaging. I love that. Yeah, Jamie McKellar, me neither. Oh, thank you, Jamie. I know. Some of them, you know, I've kind of had my mind blown in some of the things that I've channeled as well, and I share that with you guys. Like, after the channeling on Hollywood, I felt debilitated for a good couple of days because I was just like, it was like mic drop. When I finished channeling, I was like, I need a minute to absorb everything I've learned from this. I need to take like a 24 to 48 hour no channeling like staycation. My brain was, I was just like, I can't. Thank you, Jamie. Will Gugat is my, okay. He's proud of you. He says he's so proud. He says he sees that you're really trying to make, you're implementing changes in your life. He's really, really proud of you because he sees that you're kind of like stepping into a new, the word he used is a new consciousness. Like you are stepping into a new version of your own internal consciousness, the way in which you see the world, the way in which you relate to the world. He says he also sees you're bringing more peace into your life. Not like a piece of something, like peace, serenity, tranquility. He sees you're really starting to bring more peace into your life. He's really proud of you. And he wants you to know whether or not you were implementing these things, whether or not you were making these changes in your life, he's proud of you. He loves you. You need not do anything to earn any more of his love. You already have all of it. So that's the message that your dad wanted you to know. You're most welcome, Jamie. Ashley, take no prisoners. I'm looking forward to it. 2026, can't lie no, right? I know, Jamara, 2026, let's go. Katrina, I'm ready for 2026. Guys, I'm sorry, every time I touch, I have to really tighten the thing that my phone is on, because every time I touch my phone to scroll down, like it wobbles a little bit. I'm sorry. It's my first day back. It's my first live stream. It's like I gotta relearn how to do all of this again, you know? Froles, hey Faye, thank you for answering my question. I understand your answer. Steve, is that why my chest hurts where I have sprayed cologne on it for 30 years? It could be. Jamara, that happens to me when I apply those products. I can feel my throat and pelvis react immediately. Yep. They're actually saying the reason that male pattern baldness is, I'm aiming at the truth. The reason that male pattern baldness is actually up is because of the endocrine and hormone disruptors in all of the products that are out now. Because think about it, like, I don't know, 20 years ago, what did everybody use? Maybe like Dove soap, right? Now there's like, you go into Target, you go into any drugstore, there's an entire aisle just devoted to men's products. It didn't used to be that way. There's an entire aisle. There's men have their own shampoos, their own conditioners, their own body wash, their own cologne, because money talks. So it's an entire new industry that's being created, and it's an entire new population to disrupt their hormones. Ashley, take no prisoners. My father and I are best friends, roommates, the only person I trust. He is my everything truly. Due to some medical mistakes caused him to be, oh my God, I'm so sorry, love. Oh, Ashley, I'm so sorry. I want you to remember though that his soul had a soul contract for that to happen, okay? We're not hapless victims. We don't come into this life and shit just happens to us and we have no say in it. His soul had a soul contract that he agreed he was going to experience that in this lifetime. It does not make it any easier when we deal with the fallout though, and I am so, so, so sorry, Ashley. Yeah, it is horrible. Katrina, Joe's gone. Yeah. Jamara, Yuka is pay what you want, but does food and toiletries show levels and show ingredients? And what about the ingredients or product is not so? I think you're asking this question to me, right? Yuka is pay what you want, but does food and toiletries show levels and shows ingredient? So I haven't used the Think Dirty app yet, so I don't know, but it came recommended, and I was told that it will actually show, it will tell you what the ingredient is and why it's not beneficial and why one should ostensibly stay away from it. Ashley, take no prisoners. Chance of survival, I was told he had a grand mal seizure, which led to a massive stroke on the left side and was paralyzed and comatose. I just knew they weren't being honest about, oh God. Katrina, I'm buying the knockoffs. You're getting poison. Don't buy them, yep. It's cheap for them to make. Steve, dang, that's why I'm losing my hair, but what am I going to shampoo and dye and condition 6 times a day? So I've been, I don't know if this, I haven't really looked into it, okay? My understanding is collagen can actually help with hair growth. So it's kind of like the healthier version of minoxidil. Minoxidil was like the thing that people used back in the day where they would apply it topically to their head when they were losing their hair. So my understanding is that collagen can actually help regenerate the hair, and also staying away from all of those products that probably caused you to lose your hair in the first place. Jamara, find clean and natural alternatives. Etsy, I buy, at this point I would say I buy probably everything on Etsy because they're more transparent about what all the ingredients are, and you can actually pronounce them. So I feel a lot more confident in buying things on there for that reason. Jamie, good Lord, thanks so much, Faye. I need to take some time for your answer. I need to recollect you all. I love you all, so SoularFlow fam. Hope to chat with you all again. I love you, Jamie. You're most welcome, dear. Take as much time as you need, honey, okay? I know, I'm sorry, love. I mean, it was a beautiful, the message that he brought in was beautiful, but I understand you need to take the time to kind of like absorb it and like let it resonate with you. Jamara, oh sorry, I was, okay, Jamara, thank you, love. May you general energy read on artist Bill Greezy. Oh, I think you mean Faye. Can you do a general energy read on artist Ball Greezy? He's a little kooky in the head. I'm not saying that I see he has, like, God damn it, the fly is everywhere. He's really annoying me. I wouldn't say he has mental health issues. I would more say the way his mind processes information is a bit kooky. and the way in which he interprets and then shares it with the world. So he kind of like, look at it this way, it's kind of like an Aquarian energy. He kind of dances to the beat of his own drummer, and he interprets the world through this interesting and different kind of a lens. That's what's coming in for Ball Greezy. Jamie, Jesus, Google chat, LOL. I need some time to process the answer. Thanks, Faye, to the SoularFlow fam. Love you all. Love ya and miss your great questions. We're always here for the replay, darling. Jamara, LOL, that's too funny because he plays a lot, I notice. Ashley, take no prisoners. He now has congestive heart failure. Can you somehow tap into his energy so I can have an idea how much this disease, I lost my grandfather, so I have an idea of how he really is. Okay, so I have a lot, I'm getting some interesting messages coming in right now. Thank goodness the person didn't call, but they are texting me a lot right now. So if you see my eyes, just go to the top. I'm
Mom,
looking at the, yes, my dear.
There's a Game Pass called Sus, and somebody got banned for making a Game Pass called Sus.
Why were they banned?
I don't know. They made a Game Pass called Sus.
Very interesting.
Bye.
Bye, I love you. Hold on, I just got distracted there by the message that came in. Hang on a second. Stephen, so love, Ashley dear, for me to look into personal questions, it's with a super chat or a super thanks dear, okay? As much as I would want to make an exception and look in this and bring you some sense of comfort, I can't start picking and choosing who I do that to, because then that's not fair to everybody else that pays to have personal questions looked into. I hope you understand, but if you want me to look into it, I'm more than happy to. Just leave a super chat or super thanks. It's an energetic exchange, but because this is the work that I do, the way it's an energetic exchange is through a monetary compensation and me being paid for the energy that I'm putting out and the energy that I am looking into. Thank you, Jamara. Okay, so I'm going to share with you. It's half three-dimensional information that I've come to understand from looking into things, and then we can kind of do like the energy read on it. But basically, a woman, just like there's 4 phases to a moon, there's also 4 phases to a woman's menstrual cycle. And there's, depending on what part of the cycle that you're in, they have different names, and I don't remember what the different names are. But let's say if there's 4 weeks in a month, I'm going to kind of like break it down this way, and I'm going to say there's 4 phases in a month. There's 4 weeks in a month. So each of those phases will get approximately 1 week devoted to them. And depending on where you are in your cycle is going to determine your energy and your energetic output, how creative you are, how energetic you are, how introverted versus extroverted you are. Now, the interesting thing is that if you think about what happened when women were so-called liberated from the kitchen and they were liberated into the workforce was originally created with men in mind. Go back to the 1950s, go back to the 1940s, right? Like, what was that TV show that was on TV? The advertising agency from like the 1940s or the 1950s? Like, who were the executives? They were men. The women were just like the support staff. They were just like the secretaries, right? So when women were liberated and they started to enter the workforce, it was created very much in a patriarchal kind of state of mind. It wasn't created with a lot of knowledge or awareness of how as a woman, how our hormones fluctuate and how much energy or not energy we're going to have. men consistently have a balanced and stable hormone that runs throughout the entirety of the day. And it starts at about, let's say, 9 a.m. and then they kind of deplete it by the time they're ready to go to sleep. And then they wake up the next morning and they go to work and it's completely replenished and they start all over again. Women don't operate that way. We have 4 different parts of a cycle in a month. And those 4 different parts are going to influence the amount of energy that we have in a month. It's also going to be responsible for our creativity, our energy, our contribution. Yes, dear?
Somebody once got banned for asking, in Roblox, for asking somebody to remove the Nazi symbol from their build.
They were banned for that?
For asking somebody to take the Nazi symbol off their build. The person who had the Nazi symbol on the build should have been
This is why he's not allowed to go on Roblox. He's just
Why?
proving the point. There's Nazi symbolism on Roblox?
No. Well, definitely not in Pet Simulator X.
Okay, so,
Bye.
bye. So, first and foremost, there wasn't...
Actually, I can go on Roblox.
Not right now.
On a website called now.gg.
And then he gets all devices taken away from him. But he's a good boy. He won't do that.
I'm a good boy.
He is a good boy. So the workday was not made with women in mind, nor was it made with the understanding of the way in which our cycle influences our productivity. So if you think about it, it's always kind of been stacked against us. Now, here's the thing. I'm not really a person that's like, there's a lot of people that talk shit about like the patriarchy. And I'm just more gonna say that I think there was a lot of lack of awareness about these things if you go back 50, 60, 70, 80 years ago. I don't think it was created with this intention of not working for us. It was created because there was just a lack of awareness that's associated with it. So this is another reason that I'm also really, such a big advocate of us kind of like breaking away from our contribution, especially as women. Again, not because I'm like anti the patriarchy, but why I'm such a big, supporter of us women breaking away from the matrix, because we can work more in alignment with our own personal cycle. We can honor and we can respect it by working when we're in the phase of our cycle where we have more energy, and then kind of like withdrawing and slowing down a little bit as we need to when we're not in the part of our cycle where we have that much energy and contribution to make. Now, I'm also going to say that, okay, so men, as we've established, their hormones are pretty much steady, right? Men can actually go on and have kids like into their 80s because they have a consistent hormones that run almost the entirety of their life from the time they hit puberty almost until they die. Women aren't like that. We have a certain amount of eggs, we're born with them, and then guess the fuck what? You don't replenish any more eggs at any point. Now, our hormones also greatly vary. I don't even know if I'm answering your question, Jamara. I'm just sharing everything that I know. As women, our hormones greatly vary. You hit your menstruation whenever it is that you hit it, and then somewhere in our 30s, our hormones start to decline. Now, many of us are not going to have perimenopausal symptoms until we hit our 40s, and then most of us maybe won't go through menopause until we hit our 50s, but our hormones are constantly fluctuating. And our female hormones specifically, like estrogen and progesterone, start to decline in our 30s. Now, when they start to decline, that can cause a host of other things that are going to come up for us. Fatigue, we might start to have more weight around our belly, which looks like weight gain, but it's actually influenced by our hormones. Our sleep is going to change, our mood is going to change, our skin is going to change, our sex drive is going to change. Everything starts to change. Now you're going to piggyback that onto a time in a woman's life, let's say about their 40s. They're going to have an increase of responsibilities, because at that point, ostensibly, they might have kids. So they're going to be responsible for taking care of kids, taking care of a household. They're going to be working. It's a fucking shit show. So I started to kind of look into this on an energetic level. And I was like, what the fuck is actually going on? Because why is it when women hit our 40s, it's like we're coming into this part of, at least I can only speak for myself, right? Like 40s are magical. I think they're fucking brilliant. Like I'm having the best time of my life in my 40s than I've ever had prior to this point in my life. But it's like you come into your 40s, it's like, okay, I know who I am. Like I'm clear about myself and I'm resolute and I feel good about myself and I feel good about my life and I'm like relaxed about it. And then, well, shit, what happens? You get hit with perimenopausal symptoms. So I was like, I gotta look into this energetically. What gives? And what was shown to me is because women are the more intuitive of the genders, it's a massive overgeneralization, yes, I know. But because we're naturally more intuitive and we're more naturally psychic and we're more naturally inclined to, let's say, be the primary caregiver of a household, this is all really done because it's an invitation for us to grow more as we start to get older in a different kind of way than men are going to be growing as they start to get older. Like when men are getting older, they might feel more established and more rooted in some sort of a career that they have. But for women, it's an invitation for us to actually, when we are so-called liberated from the household and we're in the workforce, to retract some of our attention away from it and to bring it back into ourselves and to find a way in which we can create meaning in a different kind of a way that's not associated to our career. Because maybe we're tired, maybe we're fatigued, maybe we got families, we got all of these other things going on. So it's really a way to kind of like bring us back and bring us back home. So the way I look at kind of like the hormones in a woman, it feels very much like a Cancerian energy. Not Cancer the sickness, Cancer the astrological sign. It feels very much water. It feels very much emotion. It feels very much like flowing, like the energy is flowing. Even when we have like the change in our hormones, think of it like the energy is starting to flow differently through our body. It's not getting stuck, it's not stagnant because the energy and the hormones are shifting. So just like the hormones are shifting, the energy is shifting. The energy is flowing in a different kind of a way. So when we can start to work with the way in which that all flows, just like SoularFlow, when we can tap into our energy and the fact that we're all connected, we can flow in the universe. Similar to that, when we can tap into the fact that our hormones are changing, our energy is changing, our menstruation changes through all the different parts of our cycle, we can actually tap into that. We can start to flow with it. We will learn more about ourselves from that experience and bring forth from inside of us different parts of ourselves that we might not have otherwise have had access to. We're in the part of our cycle where we're tired and we don't want to create. Okay, tap into that, be resolute with that, go home, be at home within your body and see what are the needs of my body right now, what can I bring forth from it? How can I learn to work with it? Because we're going to inhabit these bodies for however long we got when we're in it. It's really a beautiful invitation for us to tap in, to go, to really come home to ourselves and to say, what is inside of me right now? What can I bring forth? How can I How can I still show up at the best version of myself even if I don't feel like the best version of myself? Or do I need to honor the fact that I'm just energetically depleted and really, really go within? There's no wrong, there's no right, there just is. And it's an invitation for us to not live in the judgment of the just isness and be like, I just need to rest right now. And just rest right now. That was a very, very long explanation. I have no fucking clue if I answered your question. Let me know down below and I will be sure to let you know anything else that I can. Let me catch up on comments. Ashley, take no prisoners. Okay, how do I do that? Absolutely, I understand the process must be in exchange of some sort. Thank you, dear. Jamara, there's an icon next to the chat. Thank you for explaining that, Jamara. Natalie, Faye, can I get a message from my guides? Anything I need to hear right now? Yes, we can. Let me do that. They're showing me a road. They're kind of saying like, visual representation. Hang on a second. I'm being shown a road right now. So I think what they want to say, I don't know if you're at a fork in the road right now or if you're soon going to be at some sort of a fork in the road. They're saying go by based on how, I don't have to actually show it to you. I was going to draw a picture of a fork in the road for why I don't know. They're showing it to me based on like, go with how it feels. Especially if we're very, very cerebral or if we've kind of trained ourselves to be like very like in our head and thinking about things and not just doing things. So they're kind of saying like, go with how it feels. Like almost if you can, disable the part of your mind that's going to want to get like weigh in on it. Disable that part of your mind. Follow your bliss. Go with the flow and you'll know you're on the right track because of how it feels. So whether you're currently at a fork in the road right now or if you're going to be reaching some sort of a fork in the road in the future, they're saying go with how it feels. That's what they want you to know. So what's the higher vibration avenue? Go with that version. Go with the one that makes you feel better. I hope that answers your question. Jamara, I appreciate you. Is there anything else around us having this blood release that we can tap into, or is it primarily about it? Yes, it is primarily about adapting our energy levels. Now, here's another interesting thing about it. So, because we are the more, again, overgeneralization, because we are the more psychic of the sign, and we are more, let's say, water-based, feminine kind of an energy, we almost can have the tendency, and it's being shown to me, like go back to the time when I'm getting to your answer, but it's being shown to me this way. Go back to the time when we were like hunters and gatherers, and we lived in tribes. The women were always, let's say, together. They had like the woman's tent, and then the men would go off and they would be the hunters and the gatherers. So the women all lived together. So there was this massive accumulation of this divine, psychic, feminine energy. And when they were all living together, like it was a precarious time because like there were hunters and gatherers. They had to like feed all the babies that were running around. They had to take care of the tribe when the men were away. They had to like be safe when the men were away. So it was a way of actually grounding them back into their physical bodies and making them aware of the fact that, hey, you got stuff going on down there that you're going to have to deal with. Because otherwise, this accumulation of all of these women being together, this high psychic vibration energy, they were just going to be like out in the cosmos, you know? So it was actually done with the intention, especially from like hunters and gatherers back from those days, grinding us or grounding us back into our physical body. It was a way of like grounding the 5D energy back into the 3D energy. So it very much is this about the energy levels, but from a survival instinct and a survival place, and the evolution of man from that time in our life was about actual survival. It's a way of bringing us back into our physical vessel and reminding us, hey, like, yeah, we can connect here, but we don't want to float away. We don't want to like leave our body and become too untethered from it. We got to remember to stay in it as well, because part of our meaning and purpose in being here is we are limitless potential and limitless energy, but in addition to that, we're still having the 3D experience while we're here. So that's what it is, Jamara. I know that was like a very, very long answer that I had given you before, Jamara, so I'm glad that you kind of were like, I need you to come back, because I was like out there for a minute, as I can, you guys know I go off on tangents at this point. Katrina, is the soft girl era positive? What the heck is the soft girl era? That sounds very interesting. You're most welcome, Natalie. Katrina, this makes sense. Sometimes it's like being around other women, like at work. The cycles appear to be on the same schedule after a while. Yep. We're all synced up with each other. That's why. Natalie, see you on the next live stream, Faye. Have a great... Bye, Natalie, darling. I'm so glad that you were able to join us today. Yeah, I was actually watching a really, really wild thing. There's a very insightful, because you guys know I don't watch any TV anymore. So there's a really insightful content creator on YouTube called Diary of a CEO. And he has the most interesting guests. And some of them are like big names, like people you've heard of, and some of them are people you've never heard of, but they're all talking about really interesting things. One of the guests that he actually had on, I wish I could remember it. This has got to be going back like months ago already that I had seen it. But she basically said, she gave an explanation for why women's cycles all synced up with one another. And it actually, like, you could think about like shedding. You could just be around them like for 10 seconds. There's some sort of like this energetic exchange, as we all know, there's like this energetic exchange that comes up. And when that happens, you actually start to like electromagnetically like sync up with other women that you're around. It's the wildest. I'm doing a really shit job explaining it because I'm going off of like what I remember from months ago. It was fascinating. I highly recommend checking out Diary of a CEO if you guys like really, really interesting content that guy creates. Natalie, yeah, I like his stuff sometimes, right? Yes, it's like Bluetooth, Jamara. Exactly right. I really, really love him. And the one that I watched last night is he interviewed Wim Hof. He's referred to as the Iceman. So he kind of like started the trend of cold plunging. He is fascinating. This guy is this was one of the most interesting and insightful podcasts like I had ever seen. Really, 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 really interesting guy. And he talks about a lot about like trauma and how through our ability to change our breathing patterns, we can actually like access our trauma and process it in a different kind of a way. Like, so fascinating. So we are over 2 hours. I think I lost a great deal of you when I was like talking about menstruation and shit like that. But if you guys have more questions, let me know. Otherwise, we're gonna be bouncing. So I'm gonna give you guys like a minute or two to see if you have any other questions. I'm gonna sip some of my not sponsored Trader Joe's organic coconut water. Jamara, I have one more. 1 sec. Take your time, dear. I gotta hydrate anyway. I gotta consciously hydrate. Are we all consciously hydrating? That's the real question here. It's not about me. It's about us. Beth, I had a great time. Thanks, Faye. Love to you all. Thank you, Beth. I love you, dear. Thank you for saying so. Little rusty today. You know, like it takes kind of time to get back into the swing of things. But by next week, I'm going to be like right back in it. Joe Granada, time to get some sleep in the UK. Enjoy your live. Thanks, Faye. You are most welcome, dear. I'm so glad you were able to catch us. Katrina, thank you for your hard work, Faye. You are most welcome, darling. I'm really excited to be back and to be producing more regular content for you guys. Like, seriously, holy bananas, has the channeling been a wild ride. The last few nights, like, so first of all, in case you guys were wondering, like, I am gonna be making like the long form AMAs again, but if I have some content that's maybe a little long for an AMA, but not quite long enough for its own like standalone video, I'm still gonna be creating like the mini energy reads, but I'm also gonna be doing like the regular AMAs, and I'm still going to be doing, like, of course, the regular channel content, and I'm going to be back to creating content for my members as well, and we have our next members live stream on Friday. I'm back. Like, I'm back, guys. I'm back. I promise. Wait, the app is blocking my super chat, boo. I'm waiting, honey. I'm not going anywhere just yet. And you kind of got my curiosity, like, really piqued. I'm like, where are we going, girl? I need to know. But while we're waiting for Jamara, I'm actually going to share, do you guys want to know, like, I'll share with you who was, like, really, really, really interesting and insightful. Hold on. Pip? 1 second. I got to ask him to turn the sound down, because it's a little loud, guys. Okay, let me share with you a screenshot so I see what your question is. But let me see. I'm not seeing any comments yet. I don't know if we got knocked off. Guys, let me know if you can hear me. Otherwise, I'm gonna like wrap this up and I'll take a screenshot and I'll give Jamara her answer via an email. Oh, okay. I don't know if you guys can see me because on my end, I'm frozen. Do you guys see me or do you only hear me? Because from my point, like my screen is completely frozen, but I can see the comments that are coming in. Okay, but no screen. Okay, so Jamara Love, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna answer your question and then I'm gonna log us off of here, okay? So Jamara, are my writing efforts are to go to cultural dynamics or music? Culture comes easy, but music is better, but I can only connect when high. It's gonna actually be both. Let me see what's coming in here. So look at it this way. What's being shown to me is kind of like being a voice on the street, which sounds maybe like it's not high vibe. It actually is high vibe because it's kind of like you're in touch. You're not out of touch. You're not, the way it's being shown to me is a gilded tower. You're not tucked away in a gilded tower. You're not like given talking points of what it is that you're, you know, being told to report on. But it's, you're actually, like, look at it this way. You're going to be a voice of the people, for the people, by the people. That is what's being shown to me about your path and your writing. Oh, here we go. Thanks. I knew exactly. Okay. So the information resonates for you. I'm really, really happy to hear that. So it's going to be both of those. It's going to be divine. It's being shown to me as, like, if you think of the way, like, think of the representation of an angel and angel wings. Angels have two wings, right? So is one wing any less important than the other wing? No, because if the angel only had one wing, it wouldn't be able to fly. The angel needs both of its wings. So you are actually going to be doing both of those things, and it's being shown to me as 2 wings on an angel. So what you're going to be doing, either writing about music or culture, is divine. Both of those options are equally divine. So I hope that answers your question, dear. Ashley, take no prisoners. Yes, trying to copy a super. So Ashley, love, do you know what? Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Jamara said, I am smiling. I love you. Thanks again. I'm so glad to hear that, darling. Ashley, take no prisoners, honey. Why don't we do this? Because you're a member and we have a members live stream coming up in just a couple of days. You can get all of this sorted out and I'll be able to answer your question then, okay, dear? Because you guys, I think, still can't see me. You can only hear me. I'm gonna log us off now and I'm gonna answer your question at the live stream in a couple of days. And if anybody is watching right now and you're not yet a member, you can go to any of my videos, scroll down in the description box. There is a link to join my membership. The membership is fire. I would love to see you guys over there. Thank you guys all for joining me today. This was so super fun. It was a great welcome back. It was a great way to get back into the swing of things. And I'm just so happy to be home. I'm so grateful for you guys. I'm so grateful for this community. And I've got some great content that's going to be coming out. And I can't wait to share it with you guys. So I love you. Thank you all for being here. And I will be in touch with you all soon with some fire content coming out next week. Bye, guys.